And that's why they were able to control the map, control the objectives, grab double boss, for example. So Dragon Shire is going to be a map that laning is very important for, and the camp control is going to be what determines a lot of the outcomes of the Dragon Knights. However, this is also a map, another reason why this is a weak map for Feliz is not just because they have bad macro, but because their strength, which is hardcore team fighting with a lot of well-timed heroics without stacking them, things like that, the Twilight Dreams, etc., Sanctifications. There's not a big focal point on this map in terms of fighting. You oftentimes see big team fights happen over a shrine at best, or sometimes just when you cut off a rotating team, or you fight over like knights, but there's never a moment where you can say, I can fight right now because X, because of tribute, because of boss, etc., etc., etc. So this is one of the worst maps for Feliz's playstyle.
Yep, that's exactly right. And BlossoM has been doing so well, especially even Thrall top lane could fit them, and banning a Tanzo this time, letting that Tracer through since game 2 means that if they have tanky enough heroes and also Medivh, they can just bring in Medivh once again and make sure that Pulse Bomb is always ignored by that protection. I think BlossoM actually asked the question once again to Feliz. We are ready against your Tracer. What are you going to do? Are you going to do it again, or do you have something else?
Well, the Genji being available here is tempting, but they will go with the Malfurion. Liu is going to be playing that. You could see the pressure he feels now that his hero has taken the first pick slot. This is the entire reason why Dragon Shire is the map. They chose first pick, and they will get a Malfurion for it. So the pressure for him to perform and carry like he did in game 1 is quite high. They will give the Genji away, as well as the Garrosh here. That's been highly banned in both matches in today. Banned in 3 of the 6 games we've had so far.
And I don't know how well OJ feels about other heroes, but his Garrosh and Tyrael in game 1-2 has been fantastic. He does play pretty good Moradin also at the same time, so I don't think he has that much of a problem, but it will be a good idea to actually pick that up because Genji's onto the other side. I don't know what kind of DPS you're thinking into your own hands. Maybe if you want to try Tracer again, but I don't think it's the best one already. After looking at Garrosh and Genji on BlossoM's side, just picking up Tyrael plus a second, another DPS could be a great option. Oftentimes they used to play Grey main all the time, but after the changes, especially to Wizened Duelist and Cocktail build, they have really not been picking Grey main at all.
Yeah, it doesn't really suit his playstyle. Grey main's numbers have been tweaked so much now that he just is not a do-everything hero like he was before Eastern Clash. So he's fallen off quite a bit. And I don't want to say Junkrat's taken his place, but Junkrat has offered damage, consistency, and burst, and CC.
And some saves also?
Yeah, he can do CC to grab picks, he can use it defensively. We're seeing a lot more heroes like that in Heroes of Storm right now. Like Garrosh, for example, who has the ability to CC an opponent or save an ally. Stitches was granted that ability in Toggle a long time ago now. But it's cool to see heroes that have that kind of extra utility. So, in terms of bans right now, ooh, I don't like the Jaina. Not into that one. Tracer is strong. Tyrael is reasonable, but not necessary. Feliz might even ban the Tyrael here themselves.
I think Tracer was the highest chance of appearing from Feliz, so that's why they banned Tracer. They also have the pair with Malfurion. Let's see what kind of solo lane that they are thinking. They may be choking into their own solo lane. Banning Uther, of course.
Okay, well that's a more realistic ban, I guess, than the Tyrael overall. So it means that Genji won't have D-Shield Blades. So BlossoM will have to take the Rhaegar, you would think. Stukov is quite strong against the composition of Feliz as well, though. But he has no escapes, and against ETC Junkrat, Stukov is a lot more vulnerable than otherwise. So they might save the support for the 5th pick, but that's the big choke here for BlossoM in terms of hero pools. For the secondary DPS, it's tough to say who they're going to grab either. Like, Li Ming is quite strong against Malfurion's slower healing and also against ETC, his Wave of Force. And then solo lane, I've been seeing Sonya really highly prioritized today. So Sonya with the Rhaegar, 5th pick left for Flex.
If Feliz becomes really tanky, can also pick up a Tychus to finish up. Great for the map against the Dragon Knight also. Sonya will be doing the solo lane, and they can also think about the globals. They can also bring in a false stat if they want to. Modern has become a great flex into the team, played so many different heroes. Of course, not the best, I would say, at all heroes, but to an extent how the draft works. And for each map, he has been picking a map-specific picks sometimes to finish the draft after watching all the picks from the other side. So Modern has been filling in as a flex role really well into the team.
For Feliz, they went into the Thrall pick in Game 1 and went into Zeratul in Game 2. Now in Game 3, what do they grab here? That's that second DPS. Do they go for the safer Tychus pick? Malthael and Tychus. So Tychus does come through. Malthael will be a winning matchup against Sonya, but doesn't have the same squat potential on Solar Shrine, so it's going to be a very scary map for Feliz because they're constantly going to be losing control of that top shrine. As long as Sonya plays correctly. Malthael can't hold the shrine very well, so if they're losing bot lane, given that it drafts so far, I don't think that's going to be the case, but if they are losing it really hard because of some macro mistakes or some picks on the side of BlossoM, then there's going to be a lot of potential Dragon Knights for BlossoM because Malthael just simply cannot hold that top shrine as well as a Sonya can. Final pick here, what do you think in G-Clef? I mean, we could see something to help win that bottom lane if that's what they want to commit to, like a Gul'dan here.
If they want to bring in a mage, that's possible. More protection.
Well, it's Kel'Thuzad.
KTZ.
So a mage, just not the one we expected.
Did Kel'Thuzad ever come out in Korea this year?
I think this is the second time. I can't remember the first time, but I think this is the second time.
And Modern has not played Kel'Thuzad before, but he did play some mages, like Gul'dan, Jaina.
Well, this is pretty hype. It is going to give them a lot of extra wave clear in the quad lane, and it also, or the 4-man rotation. There's no such thing as a quad lane. I'm not trying to make this up. It's also going to be a lot of stack potential here. There's always the risk, though, against the ETC Junkrat composition that has Malfurion as well, that Kel'Thuzad gets picked. He wants to build his stacks early to get cooldown reduction, get that bonus damage. And it's going to be a very interesting game, to say the least. It is Modern Life, as you predicted on this hero. Now, Flex for Dudu, he's obviously best Genji for the squad, so would have been kind of crazy if he did something different here. Notice the map win rate. Feliz 1 and 4 on this battleground. Not a surprise considering this map is so macro-based. It's going to be the Wolf Run on level 1, so Rhaegar can rotate faster. Very map-specific talent.
Let's see how BlossoM wants to control the macro. They have lots of utilities. I think they will be looking for a gank potential, especially after 10. Have that combo coming from Kel'Thuzad. They got one of the members. It'll be actually so much pressure into the back line. If the chain hits Junkrat or Malfurion, they will be gone in one single combo.
You can see how much damage can come through here onto Frankel already, grabbing 2 stacks there. Wave clear is solid. What they do with the wave clear, though, is going to be really important. Oh, that power slide just right on the edge. Mine here as well, getting Gondar over the wall. Nasang with Wolf Run as the extra speed gets out. Gondar with the body block on the grenade there as well, just to make sure. So Feliz is getting the better trades because they have a pick-based composition that can get kills. And in fact, this might be the first one with the body blocks here. Grabs another stack. Heal comes through. Looks like it just barely gets out. But BlossoM has the better wave clear. This time they're going to turn it around because Feliz went too deep.
That's actually insane. When they're pressuring so hard, Genji is coming down now, but was all the way up there the entire time because Sonya was going to be threatened by that Martel pick. Wanted to push in a lot, pressure in, focus so much more strength onto the top lane this entire time, and BlossoM gets a better trade.
Yeah. Because Feliz was committed too heavily to getting picks, and this is what I was talking about.
1 minute 48 seconds, Dragon Knight.
There's going to be a lot of Dragon Knights for BlossoM in this game. Malthael cannot hold the Shrine in the top lane against Sonya. Can win the matchup and can win the minion trades. It can do a little bit more damage to structures, but that doesn't matter as much with the change to ammo. Sonya is always going to be to hold that when she wants to hold it. When they have an opportunity to channel in mid, she can hold it. Malthael can't take it away from her. I mean, he can in theory, like, but it's really difficult. But with the wave clear bottom and Sonya having such great control over the Shrine, not the lane matchup, but the Shrine, and BlossoM has so many opportunities for Dragon Knights. This isn't going to be the greatest Dragon Knight of all time, and that's okay. That was a pretty slick move with the grenade, I mean the mine here too, to make some extra shots.
Very early game Dragon Knight, so
yeah.
it is not the most tanky one, but still getting that worth. Already 1.5 levels ahead, just from that one single kill, how they focused, what Feliz was able to overextend, and BlossoM was able to punish that. It just shows how much better of a macro team they are contesting against Feliz, and right now they're falling so short. They really have to go towards that camp timing, and that's why Hanathan's starting it right now. I think that's already way too slow though.
Aimer taking a lot of damage here, forced to tap the well. I think Feliz is out of luck in terms of map control for this early game. Going to take a post-10 fight to get it back, barring a huge mistake from BlossoM. Because Feliz hasn't calmed there. Again, can get picks, but not when the entire map vision is taken away from them and BlossoM is roaming around controlling things. They don't quite have enough map vision to take the neutral camp, but they are going to clear this top and rotate back down. Just continue to control the macro. This top wall is already heavily damaged. Okay. Feliz sees this rotation, tries to go for the neutral camp.
But there's already a rotation down from BlossoM.
This is
way
too
late.
Be a retreat.
Yeah, it's very risky. They know that's happening. They don't see the three other men coming down. They do spot it initially, because they were all up on top and they don't really see anything else. The other camp is taken already, and OG gets thrown. Does he not have a power slide? The mine may actually save him. There's a body block from Gondar.
I'm guessing he just didn't have it. I'm not entirely sure why. I missed him using it if he didn't have it, or maybe he was trying to wait till the last second and just didn't pull the trigger. Either way, it's another pick here for BlossoM. They already have the better wave clear, and this game is massively taken away from Feliz. Okay, Malthael's going to grab top Shrine, but look at the rotation up. Garrosh and Sonya, I think up to take that. In fact, only Sonya now going up, and she's just going to squat this. This bottom night camp is going to force Feliz to respond, and there'll be a small window of time where BlossoM could look for another Unleash the second of the game. Free 10. Feliz coming all the way down here to contest. They're way too slow. Way too slow. In fact, OJ is going to have to be cleansed here. And look, Blue Dragon Knight. Again, what I was talking about. Okay, that's a nice dodge, but this could be an Unleash. Genji's going mid. They squat this. This is the easy Dragon Knight.
OJ, actually, the timing was just enough for OJ to actually cancel that on.
They didn't get on it, I can't believe. With Gondar as being a Garrosh, I think that would have been, you know, it's not the end of the world for BlossoM by any means. They still win the trade. They still add experience.
And then when they hit 10, they will just get that Dragon Knight very, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Modern has been getting so much stacks with the double chains. Yeah,
he really has. Like, he's got the pillar. Obviously, he built the pillar, and so he's just enforcing these all over the place.
And they know the timing. They're about to hit 10. Feliz has to go back.
Yeah.
There's no way of contesting this one right now.
Junkrat's going to try to buy some time mid. That's all they've got. That's pretty reasonable. But the Phylactery is completed. So, essentially what I like to call buyback. So that's the best way to describe it for Kael'thas is available. Dudu going to grab this Dragon Knight as Nasong eats the grenades. Full map control to BlossoM.
Oh man,
And
this
I mean,
is a disaster in terms of macro.
This is their worst nightmare come true.
Yeah, not that their individual mechanics or team fight were bad. The entire macro, how they rotate around the map, how they focus, not really getting too much out of what they focused on from the beginning, has been hurting them since the moment. And Nathan always getting harassed from the beginning. 2v1 lane phase, and he dies again in that top lane.
Looks like they want to grab top fort just based on this rotation and the awkward mid rotation because they didn't actually get the mid fort. This isn't going to be a game-winning fort, but it's just going to make that top lane all the more frustrating and make Dragon Knights more feasible. Should be able to get mid as well right before this Dragon Knight expires. Got 10 seconds left. At the very least, they can clear this wave and at least queue it with the Dragon Knight and maybe get like one swing. Oh, get the one swing! Got him!
Perfect call, Wolf.
Got him, man. Got that last swing.
You're right, and look at them. They are already on the macro. They are starting their camp because they have Sonya, they have Genji and Rehgar even. That's also working out super well for them. The support that works well with the camp. Oh man, BlossoM's on top. Feliz is way too late. They're trying to make things work, but
OJ
they
is so
are
dead.
getting caught.
He lives with the armor. Well, there's the follow-up stun. Rip Tire could be good, although that toss really helps out. Oh man, Gondar blown up. Feliz made this happen with that Rip Tire. But what do they do now? They've got camp against them in the top lane, camp against them in the bottom lane. They're clearing now. Maybe send, you know, Malthael to clear the top camp. He's taking the night camp now. Then they can really, you know, push the top lane while kind of helping these siege giants, like escorting these siege giants. Siege giants die already. This top night camp isn't really a concern for Feliz at the moment because the top fort is dead already.
The best thing they can do is to have a mosh pit right here and try to get picks, but lack of damage. Even Rehgar does not even take half of the HP.
Yeah, and
Gamer's in trouble.
Dragon Blade. OJ took so much damage coming out from the, I can't remember the name of it, life move, this non-meta hero, the heroic of Kel'Thuzad. The Rift, the Fisher is
Fisher? Yeah.
Fisher. Yeah, I was trying to say it was Fisher or Rift. I hear Fisher, I think of the Overwatch League player. But anyway, he did a ton of damage with that onto ETC, which then parlayed into ETC taking damage from multiple sources because they knew he was going to get burned down. And then the Rip Tire, you know, was not available because it was used early in the fight. So not enough damage, like you said. And the Dragon Blade with the cleanse, super easy Dragon Knight again after that one fight. Feliz overextended. The top push is annoying, but like this Dragon Knight is going to be even more of a nuisance.
The timing that they go for the team fight, even if they win it, they get some advantage, but they can't really snowball that into their advantage anymore. They were pushing with the golems, but the wave clear from Kel'Thuzad was way too much more poking damage available. So that's creating so much pressure for the backline. Junkrat cannot even come into the fight because he has to be away from the team fight, or else he will be chained, he will be blown up from that combo. ETC does survive the combo, but very low, alone.
Fisher coming through, and OJ again takes the brunt of the damage, gets taken out. There he went deep trying to hit this Dragon Knight now. Hanatan's kicked into the back line. He's got the chain on him. He's dead.
Rehgar thought about joining the team fight for 2 seconds and went back to the top lane.
Yeah. Nasong's like, well, let's try to get 16, I guess. They don't need me down there.
That's how easy of a time BlossoM is having right now, Feliz. They thought Junkrat poke was enough, but seems like a lot more burst damage from Kel'Thuzad has been winning the duel from the back line.
8 kills to 1, man. This has been pretty dominant.
What do you do here as Feliz to come back into the game? You're late in macro, you're losing team fights. If you try to go in as OJ, there's that garage, so she can toss you over. You can't come back with the power slide.
I have no idea about the Tranquility. Especially after we saw game 1, they made that snap call to do Twilight Dream. The Tranquility isn't going to accomplish anything against a burst mage and Dragon Blades. So if they had Twilight Dream, I'd say look for a really hard engage, a big fight. Tranquility can help keep Malthael alive with his Tormented Souls if he's not getting killed by the Dragon Knight kicks.
Look at the positioning of Modern. He's in the front line next to Gondar.
Yep.
There's nothing to trap him down. Maybe a Power Slide, but that's not going to continue when he's rooted, damaged, and thrown and dead.
This has been a really weak game by OJ. The problem is his comp just makes it look like he's playing worse than he is. But he's been overextended and getting caught by these GC chains. But their comp doesn't have enough range to stop this, so he feels like he needs to get ready to look for a hard engage, which is what I was talking about there maybe way back into the game, but it's failed multiple times now. This game will end, it looks like, with a 9-1 kill score here. Tormented Souls coming through, doing a decent amount of damage, but just too much of a damage like burst on the other side, blowing up OJ, now blowing up Hanaten. There's enough heals with the Rhaegar. This is going to be a 2-1 lead now for Team BlossoM. They're on match point. They win it 10-1 in terms of kills.
Game-ending mosh pit.